Hello and welcome to Rauta's take on one of the reissues that is taking us back all the way to 25 years ago. That is Behemoth and the Forest's Dream Eternally, which is here as a kind of a media book reissue, which is then again really nice looking. Just released by Metal Blade Records a few days ago, actually like a week ago. This one is not made for just, get your easy money and all that stuff, but this is actually of 2 CDs and a very thick booklet. I'm just gonna skip it through quickly because otherwise this would take like some 10 minutes to go through. Let's first take a look at the packaging and the CDs. Well, the CDs are very plain. The packaging is really nice. You can feel this kind of logo here with kind of a glossed embossed thing, and then these letters, titles, everything here is like really nice looking. As you can see, it's kind of like this golden touch. Then it features 2 CDs. One is the actual mini CD and the other is kind of a bonus content, which you will get to learn from here on the backside of this release. So as you can see, the disc 1 is the original MCD with just 5 tracks. This disc 2 is called Artifacts, which has live tracks and rehearsal tracks. Basically the same ones that are over here, so a little bit different version. You have some newer ones and you have some older ones right here, which gives you a little bit of contrast how the band has actually changed and evolved through the years. And then obviously we have this really nice looking packaging, which has very treasure-like feeling. For example, here we have this interview with Nergal. I haven't read it because I was just literally unboxing this for this review, so I'm very much browsing this for the first time myself, because it creates this natural reaction from me when I haven't taken a look what lies inside. So browsing through these pages, you will see images, you will see these words said by different members. You have seen how the band members have changed through the years, like how they look nowadays versus back in the days. You have some interesting footage. So this is very much a kind of a must-have those for you big fans out there, because it has so much extra content. Now, when I was originally listening to this as a digital format, to be honest, it didn't do justice to this kind of a release, because obviously you just have the files, you don't know any kind of artwork. All you know is it could be just another CD lying around with very basic stuff, and that's it. But these pages make it look really cool, because we have not only these interviews, not only these photos, but also these kind of testimonials. So there is definitely lots to be read about the bands, like what others think and how it all looks like. This is, in my opinion, the way to do reissues. You have all the cool parts here. Not only just some old photos, which then again are always interesting, but you have so much material to go with the lyrics. So in so many ways, even if you have the original one, this is the kind of a version you probably want to have. First of all, I think Metal Blade made a good decision including just the MCD on one CD, because that way it feels like the original take. And it's not just, having like, okay, we first go to these original tracks and then you just pouring in those extra tracks, because really it feels so different. And when I was doing that, listening to those files, it was all right there. And it gave me this kind of a crappy feeling towards the end, because at first I was enjoying this MCD and then I got these live recordings and rehearsals. So it kind of like changed the mood and atmosphere so quickly which obviously isn't the case here. Now with the CD version I can just focus on the real stuff, and if I want to go for the bonus material, it's right there on the second disc. But now that you have seen the box, let's just open this Metal Archive site and give you a really quick tour through the band, which is there been almost 30 years. Started in 1991, quickly followed by some demos, and along those first releases was this MCD or EP, like it was back in the days called, and the Forest Dream Eternally. Since then, obviously, the band has been giving quite a few releases, live albums, lots of them. Even more, I guess, than full albums, which is a little bit so-so in my opinion, but there are fans who are just worshipping live albums, so why not? So whatever, I'm not gonna take that topic into other lengths. Anyway, this is how the original track list looks like. So you have 5 tracks, and these are all that old school Behemoth sound. That is melodic, very atmospheric, but also at the same time somewhat raw black metal. Now, Behemoth is one of those bands that have gone through different phases throughout the years. I mean, you had this early 90s Polish black metal, which was like their version of what was going on in Norway with Norwegian bands and all that stuff. Then later on, they became this kind of a technical, modern death metal band. And then later on, once again, changed towards this death black metal combo. Now, each and every phase obviously have fans, and one can only imagine what has been going through Nergal and other minds of the band, like why to change so much, why to go from black metal to death metal and then go quite a bit back towards black metal, but not fully. And also because how the vocals have been changing, how the visuals have been changing throughout the years. It certainly has been an interesting journey, and I think it's great that bands such as Behemoth, being very blasphemous on stage, ripping pages out of Bible and all that stuff, has gotten so much audience and attention, like becoming the biggest metal band in the whole country. I mean, Poland is a big country and also features a lot of good bands, but bands such as Behemoth, which is not exactly the mainstream metal, I mean, how they have grown so big, I think it's because of wonderful job, lots of touring, lots of gigs. Nergal being a very polite and nice guy. I've interviewed him back in the days and all that. So all my kudos goes to them, even if I don't like all the material. I'm more inclined towards the older and mid parts rather than nowadays stuff, but there are good parts in the newer albums as well. But this is about this MCD, and the question is And the Forest Dream Eternally that good and an EP that it deserves more reissues on the top of this beautiful media book packaging? Well, the simple answer is yes. While it's not my favorite of all times of Behemoth releases, I think At the Forest Dream Eternally is a strong show of how black metal in the 1990s was done in a proper way. Even though it's clear that these guys didn't have a big budget to begin with, recording and making this music, well, the songs are right there to show off their talent, their passion, and the vision how to create this kind of a Polish black metal. And this EP is very, very much enjoyable these days as well. Now, it's not as big a classic in my opinion as so many of those Norwegian bands of the time, which is something that people always compare 1990s black metal, but it's still very, very valid and solid release in so many ways. And because of its 25 minutes or so overall length, there is no extra gaps or filler material. It's very, very solid all the way from the start to the very end. And there's enough diversity to make it sound worthwhile. So it's not like they're copying their ideas from the first part to the last seconds. And also these songs, while they are somewhat on the lengthy side, being 6 minutes and so, they're still compact enough to not get you bored. It's right there with really, really good black metal vocals and interesting songs. So, in my opinion, it's a good EP which totally deserves more attention. And with this kind of a release where you have all the material for your reading and viewing pleasure, I really couldn't imagine a better way to reissue this. To be honest, I had way less expectations when I was listening to the MP3 files for this physical product. I was just expecting kind of like basic jewel case, maybe with 2 discs, but still. Now that I've seen the final product with the thick booklet and with all those words and images. What can I say? This is how reissues should be done. So, in case you are just still missing this one and you are a Behemoth fan, this is a definite must-buy. And one could even consider upgrading your previous version to this. And in case you just happen to be a collector who doesn't want to get rid of the older materials, this is still worth your money, considering that this complements your older work, but you still can have the original one for, well, as a future investment, so to say. So, this is what I think about Behemoth and the Forest's Dream Eternally. Good EP with some nice bonus content. Check it out, and obviously check out the music from the links provided in case you don't believe me. Take care, my friends, and see you soon with more reviews coming your way.